3, 2. Trups.
Yes, hello.
I think we're
How are we
live.
doing today?
We started with
It
the most
is.
awkward intro
Oh,
ever.
oh, oh. Well, bite me.
I've forgotten how we do this.
Yeah. Well, I have to get back into the swing of doing things on Tuesdays. Oh, I'm sorry, Thursdays and Fridays. It gets a bit.
Yeah.
Eh.
Friday's a better one though for us, isn't it?
I like Fridays more.
So do I, because I can do the game streams during the week properly. It feels a bit. I don't know. Fridays are more relaxed. I do want to, before we start, take the opportunity to apologise to everyone. There are reasons I can't tell you what delayed us, but we had to talk about something with others because I fucked up. So I apologise for being late. I won't be explaining why though. Well, past the I fucked up.
Yes, and I think everyone can at least understand that real life shit sometimes will, fuck up some plans. So as long as everybody in the chat is on board with us, and we thank you for your patience.
Yeah, we are going to be here for a while because,
Yes, I've already cracked open my Crown Royal.
The release. I have mine here actually. I just want to. Oh, thank you, Devonor. 'Tis a shame I won't be able to stay for long, but enjoy $5 from me regardless. I was about to ask what currency that was. SEK. Thank you. Courtesy
nice
of
thank you.
Hellblazer Jane. Yes, patron. She donated a bunch of money to me to buy a bottle of Crown Royal. So I have it. Apple Royal. It was the only one they had.
Okay.
The really sucky thing is this has to be done by midnight because I have to be up at 6 a.m. for work. There's no I don't get a choice on that.
No, that's all right.
But I do have the Mueller report. I have not pulled it up as a political recap source, annoyingly, on the scenes because I was so busy with something far more pressing, and because my sister moved today, I couldn't look at it.
All
I've got is memes on the internet and a BBC article that told me vaguely what happened, but they seem to focus on Trump saying he was scared he'd be fucked as president because of Mueller. I thought that's not what was in the report at all.
That is basically the one thing that they keep pulling out, but there is a little bit more that is interesting.
Right.
To give you a brief overview while you set up that source.
Oh, yes.
The table of contents for this report include the special counsel's investigation, Russian active measures social media campaign, so basically their activeness on Facebook, Twitter, etc. Russian hacking and dumping operations, meaning basically WikiLeaks.
Properties. Where is it?
Additional Russian cyber operations. The Trump campaign and the dissemination of hacked materials.
This is it here. I've got it on the screen now.
Yes.
But I'll go back to us for now because I think we should just talk.
Right. Russian government links to and contact with the Trump campaign. I find that entire section kind of be bullshit.
Yes.
Because Russian government links to and contacts with the Trump campaign is kind of a misnomer considering the fact that he's an international fucking businessman.
That seems to be a part that a lot of people seem to forget. Is that he is who he is. It's just not. It seems ridiculous to think that just because he has business abroad that he is working with the big bad.
You can't fake that. You can't fake the fact that this person is quite literally, he's internationally wealthy, he is internationally known, he is internationally involved.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I honestly don't
complain that he has any kind of business dealings? Well, fuck, man.
That was the gist I got from the majority of the complaints. It's that, yeah, but he still kind of did something, but he didn't do anything.
Right.
That's why when he tweeted out a fucking meme, it became the thumbnail because it's glorious. And I think,
well, I fucking love that thumbnail actually.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go with it originally, but then I saw it and I thought, you know what? Yeah. But the one thing I did notice, and I thought we should definitely mention, is that one of the Judiciary Committee Democrats has asked for the whole thing, subpoenaed for the whole report to be House Judiciary Committee, has requested that the whole report be published, unredacted, so that they can then ascertain whether or not anything untoward is in it. Oh yes, subpoena by Democrat Jerry Nadler?
Yes, Jerry Nadler. Remember Jane Ads?
He said he believes that the redacted version leaves Congress in the dark. Now, I do think that there's a point there, and it's possible that Congress should, like in the UK, what we do, those who are deemed trustworthy in the cabinet, shadow cabinet, and a few other people in the House of Commons become members of a Privy Council. I know nothing about Nadler, by the way, MC. So if he's a pig, I'll take your word for it. But the Privy Council, they are people who have kneeled before the Queen, they've kissed the ring, they've sworn allegiance. They are people who are deemed worthy enough to hold those secrets and be privy to the information that is deemed sensitive. Perhaps, I don't know if you have something like that, but something like that should exist for the unredacted version for members of Congress who are deemed trustworthy enough to be able to observe and possibly review it, the unredacted version. I know that there are people within other areas of office that have seen the unredacted version. That obviously makes that isn't that the case?
No. At this point in time,
shit, I thought they had. Fuck.
Well, okay, so that's the interesting thing, right? So people have been throwing around who has seen what and why. So about a week ago, William Barr testified before Congress, basically saying that we are going to redact 4 topics from the Mueller report. He even color-coded them, which is, I think, more of a fuck you to Congress than they initially would have been led to believe. But basically, it was harm to an ongoing matter, personal privacy, grand jury, and I think it was one other topic.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it, but it might be so minimal that it's negligible.
All good.
But purpose being that grand jury information is protected from even Congress because it's protected under 6E, which is actually at the top of the you'll see at the top of the Russian report that says may contain material protected under federal R criminal penalty 6E.
Yeah, hang on, I'll pull that up for everyone here. It's the line crossed out at the top of the screen. So yeah, that's there. I did see that line crossed out on a number of yeah, it's on every page actually.
Yes, and hello.
Why is the line through it anyway?
The line is gone through, meaning that is no longer relevant because that information has been redacted.
Oh, okay.
But if it had not been redacted, then obviously they would have had to keep that information in, and it would be of a more classified type or a more classified variety of information.
Right.
This is the trouble that Nadler wants to get into. He wants a full unredacted version of the Mueller report, which basically means that he says that for whatever reason, it doesn't matter that there are legal protections for these grand jury testimonies. We don't care. We want Trump down.
Oh, right. Because obviously you've got the contradiction here that Trump's legal team's arguing it completely exonerates the president.
Yes.
Although there are some contradictions in it. I know that Sarah, whatever her name is, the press secretary, I think, is that her name? Sarah Sanders?
Yes.
Wasn't she caught out lying in it?
I think so.
Yeah, I think she was. But I don't think it's it's huge. I don't think it's huge either. It's just a lie. It's not.
Right, and it's also like, okay, so if she was lying, how much of that was intentional and how much of that was accidental? But
also, I don't think it was in relation to the Russia-related stuff. I think it was something else.
Well, that's one of the other parts that the BBC and MSNBC and all the mainstream media have been caught in recently. Since the Mueller report has come out, you've heard much less about collusion, and now you've been hearing about obstruction.
Mm-hmm. I do have something to show.
Sure.
It is a letter sent by Representative Jerry Nadler to. It says, as I've already communicated to the Department of Justice, I request your testimony before the Judiciary Committee as soon as possible. But in any event, no later than May 23rd, 2019, I look forward to working with you on a mutually agreeable date. To Mueller.
Mm-hmm.
I assume this is in relation to wanting to get the whole thing unredacted.
Right, that's more or less correct. And they even want Mueller to testify before Congress.
That doesn't surprise me, because now they've got
also Patriarch of the Sith. You're not in the wrong chat. You're just on my channel. For everyone in the chat, I am dual streaming this over on my channel as well.
The fuck, Omegon's a trap now. No, I just thought I'd try and lighten the mood. And I look fantastic. Shut the fuck up.
Yes, he does. Look at it. That the crown really gives it that.
To me, okay. So a lot of people will jump on this bandwagon and say that the release of the Mueller report, it should be that's it, done, game over. I tend to disagree. I do think that Democrats are well within their right to now put Mueller on the spot.
I think so too.
It's a simple, well, yeah, for different reasons though. I think it's a case of, I think for him it's a case of I want to see how he wants to see him sweat. I want to see him explain everything, because I want him to outright say, when asked, I want him to say whether or not Russia was involved. I want him to actually verbally say it, because I think that would say a lot more and do a lot more for Trump than anything. This report, people have picked at it, and what have they done? They've managed to find holes. They found them. But if
in the first fucking like introduction, there are holes.
Oh, should we go to that then?
Sure, let's go.
Okay, let me just pull it up. I've got Republic Nadler's tweets here. No, that's Vice President Pence's statement. First paragraph of the introduction, I assume?
Yeah, I'm going through.
Introduction to Volume 1, here we are. I've had to scroll through a huge chapter of sources and chapters and whatever fucking shit.
Yeah, I'm going through to find my notes here.
Mueller is not going to be happy because he'll be grilled for what he did, including why he hired Wiseman. I don't know who Wiseman is. Perhaps Trups knows, though.
I believe he's one of Mueller's staffers, or he's one of his people on his team.
Okay.
But I believe he got caught out in doing something.
I
can't keep track with the amount of fucking indictments that went through this, because 32 fucking indictments came at the behest of 37 indictments came after this. This for the course of this 2-year-long investigation.
I do think.
Which is bullshit.
This is, again, another reason I want this to be bled out. I want it to be like a very slow, agonizing thing, because I want all the questions to be answered. Some people want to sweep it under the rug and say it's done, dust, move on both sides. Because obviously you didn't get the result you wanted, you need to lick your wounds and rebuild. I, though, want to see every facet of this dragged out like Brexit. Because that's more content for me.
Right? I want to see the media squirm, but I don't want them to drag this out, because after a while it just disappoints me. Kind of like how you were disappointed in Brexit, yeah? But like
obviously. First thing Parliament did when they got their 6-month extension was vote to go on holiday. Come on.
Well, okay, so on page 2, if you scroll down, this might be important that we get a basis.
Okay.
And this is the larger paragraph on page 2. It starts out with saying, in evaluating, in evaluating whether evidence about collective action of multiple individuals constituted a crime, we applied the framework of conspiracy law, not the concept of collusion. In doing so, the office recognized that the word collude was used in communications with the acting attorney general confirming certain aspects of the investigation's scope, and that the term has been frequently invoked in public reporting about the investigation. But collusion is not a specific offense or theory of liability found in the United States Code, nor is it a term of art in federal criminal law. For those reasons, the office's focus in analyzing questions of joint criminal liability was on conspiracy as defined in federal law. In connection with that analysis, we addressed the factual question whether members of the Trump campaign coordinated, a term that appears in the appointment order, with Russian election interference activities. Like collusion, coordination does not have a settled definition in federal criminal law. We understood coordination to require an agreement, tacit or express, between the Trump campaign and the Russian government on election interference. That requires more than the two parties taking actions that were informed by or responsive to the other's actions or interests. We applied the term coordination in that sense when stating in the report that the investigation did not establish that the Trump campaign coordinated with the Russian government in its election interference activities. Cool. That's the greatest synopsis I could ever have for the entirety of this shit.
And that pretty much just answers everything.
Yeah. So collusion, irrelevant, not a thing. Coordinated. Well, how do we define coordinated? Was there an agreement? No. Okay.
Right.
Done.
That's... Okay, stream's over, everyone. Good night, everyone.
Yeah, right? In one paragraph, they basically asserted everything that they needed to do.
Okay, so in the chat, Jason Rumble points out Manafort did coordinate. However, that's still an active national security investigation, so not included in the report.
Right, and the question is whether or not it was proven that he did not do that at the behest of President Trump. He did that on his own accord. But also, therefore, he is guilty of conspiracy.
Also, he's been proven a liar. So his words don't carry.
No, that's Michael Cohen.
Oh, my mistake. Right.
Well, I mean, I guess Paul Manafort is too, but ironically, Paul Manafort was also involved in the Obama administration, so that might be something to take a look at.
Possibly.
Hmm.
Okay, what happened? What do we do next?
All right, well, let's keep going down because this is their introduction.
It's a long introduction.
Let's touch on a bit on what this Volume 1 Russian social media campaign is.
Volume 1 describes the factual results of the Special Counsel's investigation of Russia's interference. Yeah. In
2016. Scroll down one more page, I think. It's when you start seeing the first redaction.
Executive summary to Volume 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is basically the summary of each one of those subsections that I was listing off at the very beginning.
We got some redactions. Nice.
Yes. So harm to ongoing matter has a bunch of different possibility of meanings. And those possibilities basically include if it is relevant to methods in which our intelligence agencies use to find out information.
Okay.
It is possible that divulging certain information may jeopardize those missions. The other option to harm to ongoing matters is any pending investigations that are open right now. Notably, that I remember, there's one part which talks about Paul Manafort's trial, as well as some instances with WikiLeaks. I have to imagine that is related to Julian Assange's opened indictment.
Possible extradition, yeah. But then again, we don't know if he's going to be given preferential treatment to go to Sweden or not to face charges that were already dropped after he had consensual sex with two people and gave them STDs.
Yes, that is the understanding that I have as well.
Yeah.
But I'm not quite sure that's going to go anywhere either.
Nah.
So, but I found this to be very interesting in and of itself. So Russia's social media campaign. Well, what's that mean? Because if I recall, I had been called a Russian bot at a time.
You've been rumbled.
I am very far from it.
The Goyim, no.
No goys here. But anyway, so it says the Internet Research Agency, IRA, carried out the earliest Russian interference operations identified by the investigation, a social media campaign designed to provoke and amplify political and social discord in the United States. Clearly, it fucking worked. The IRA was based in St. Petersburg, Russia, and received funding from Russian oligarch
Yevgeny.
Prigozhin.
Yevgeny Prigozhin.
Yeah.
I would point out,
I'm
by the way,
sure.
I just want to point out, IRA is a terrible acronym because of what it means to us in the UK. In
and
UK,
everything else that it has to do with.
yeah, it's not. It's the wrong one. They should never
Yeah.
have gone with that acronym.
Well, that's the Russians, so.
Fuck them.
Now, if I remember correctly, there was something that had to do with that Prigozhin and Hillary Clinton. If I remember correctly, that person really didn't like her very much. Hang on, I'm finding that information. Prigozhin and 3 of his companies were named in the indictment announced last week. The prosecutor said he was one of 13 Russian citizens who defrauded the U.S. government in a multi-million-dollar conspiracy aimed at criticizing Hillary Clinton and supporting Donald Trump and Senator Bernie Sanders.
Oh.
Ooh. Awkward.
Is this the guy who wants to ban guns and tax millionaires, and if you don't do that, he'll send people with guns after you to get your money?
I mean, that sounds like communism to me.
It does. And I've just generalized everything, but I'm just being a twat on purpose.
Dibula, by the way, Russians ran Facebook and Twitter accounts posting pro-Trump and pro-Hillary stuff.
Well, they've got to play.
They literally went on both sides just to fuck with everyone.
I still don't get why Russia is seen as the big bad all the time. Always, it's Russia. It's always Russia. I just don't give a shit.
I think it's because we couldn't arguably call China the big bad because they would look at us and go, "You want to fight?"
They're one-child
and we would
policy.
go, "Wait, no, we're in debt to you like several $1 trillion. Let's not."
Their one-child policy somehow managed to breed 1 billion people.
Because, Dibula, not a crime, so who gives a fuck? Because they won't let it go.
Yeah, that's the point, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
They haven't been able to prove anything.
I want it dead.
The one thing they had was that he may have slightly obstructed. That's all they have, and that he was scared of Mueller. That's it. Is it Mueller or Mueller?
I think it's Mueller.
Oh, my mistake then. Mueller. They only have that, and it's not really on the report. Really, it's not something worth. The only thing you've got is he's afraid of somebody that could have fucked his presidency. I'll be honest. If I knew somebody that was that powerful to ruin me, yeah, I'd be afraid of them. Because if they can take away everything that matters to me, yeah, I'm going to be scared. That's not some big like, oh, we gotcha. Or we should definitely. I mean, you can mock them because obviously, fuck it, they've opened themselves up for it. But I think it's not a point. It's not what $30 million paid for. $30 million paid to prove whether or not Russia was involved in his election. And
right.
This report proves, yeah, no.
So what's interesting here is that the redactions come after certain words here. So they come after Prigozhin is widely reported to have ties with Russian President Vladimir Putin. That's likely. It's also likely related to the fact that Putin started hunting down oligarchs after he actually, when I say hunting down, I meant financially, not literally. After he rose to his presidency, I believe the first time.
Yeah, here's the thing: he doesn't like them because they then.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't like them, but he did use them in his original campaigns from mayor to.
Yeah, oligarchs have a big
minister.
say over who gets elected. It's like certain union groups you want to appease or religious groups. You need them on side.
Well, basically, they're the George Soros, they're the NRA, they're the PACs and super PACs, basically, the major donors.
The oligarchs are that, or as we call them, the people that own London.
Yeah, interesting about that.
Yeah, it's funny that in the UK, over 50% of the country's property is owned by oligarchs and sheiks. That's nice. Just thought I'd throw it in there. So carry on.
So I'm looking at in mid-2014, the IRA sent employees to the United States on an intelligence gathering mission with instructions, blah, 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 probably something to do with Syria.
That's a large redaction, and I would assume Syria.
Yeah, that's about 3 sentences worth.
Wasn't that was before the airstrikes? That was.
Yeah, and ironically, that's under Obama.
That doesn't mean shit then involved in this then. unless they're going to try
Yeah,
and
no,
tie
it actually has nothing to do with it, and likely has to do with something that has been ongoing. Because let's be honest, real quick, Russia and the United States do collaborate on certain things. After all, the International Space Station, I believe the major players in that are Chinese, Russian, United States, and Israel.
Aren't some of the supply vessels sent from Russia?
Mm.
I think they are.
Yes, I believe so.
That's good. We need to trust them
Yeah,
with something. May as well be the
and
food.
honestly, like, okay, cool. We have a thing that we work together with. Fuck yeah. Why did Trump block the arms sales embargo legislation on Saudi Arabia? That was bipartisan.
I
I
never
don't
thought
know.
about this.
Probably something to do with murdering a journalist inside of an embassy.
Oh god, yeah.
Moving
Fucking
on.
hell. That was optics. Ugh. Bad optics.
Yeah, probably. Let's see here. I regularly use social media accounts to do information warfare. Yeah. Okay, so basically it said that they did a targeted operation that by early 2016 favored candidate Trump and disparaged candidate Clinton. Well, that's because you made Clinton win. Could you imagine of how this operation would have gone if you chose Sanders?
You would have all been pulled out, wouldn't you?
Well, they said that they were in support of both Sanders and President Trump. Or actually, well, then candidate Trump, right? So, ironically, if this is actually only a problem because it disparaged Clinton.
Okay.
At least that's what I've gathered from that comment.
Yeah, that.
Russian hacking operation. At the same time that the IRA operation began focus on supporting candidate Trump in 2016, the Russian government employed a second form of interference, cyber intrusions, and released of hacked materials damaging to the Clinton campaign. The Russian intelligence service, known as the Main Intelligence Directorate of the General Staff of the Russian Army, GRU, carried out these operations. Now, you will see that word GRU a lot.
Which is the
It's their hacker team, essentially. It would be like our NSA,
Russia.
I assume.
Okay, GRU. Fair enough. Hackers, lovely.
Yeah, but I like that they used fictitious online personas, DC leaks, and Guccifer 2.0.
I see leaks beginning in June 2016 forecast to senior campaign officials after that WikiLeaks will release information. I would assume this is now all related to Julian Assange.
Yes, so that's where I think this is actually going to get very interesting, because this information, this Mueller report, may end up being used as evidence in the indictment or extradition of Julian Assange.
Okay.
I'm speculating, obviously, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I would assume, considering the circumstances with Assange, that this stuff's not going to come out anytime soon. Unless he himself has the full report, which is unlikely.
Right. So let's see here. The presidential campaign of Donald J. Trump showed interest in WikiLeaks' release of documents and welcomed their potential to damage candidate Clinton. Yeah, because she's a bitch.
I'll be honest, neither of them were squeaky clean. You've got to think.
No, they weren't.
Everyone, there's no way you get to their age and you are like virtuous, golden. You're basically virgins, and there's no dirt on you.
There's no fucking way that you're a politician, in general, and a businessman at that, without having done something wrong.
I often wondered, I know Clinton would have beaten Pence, but is there any dirt on Pence? Him and someone like who's the guy who went against Obama back in 2012? Is it the senator, the guy who drank chocolate milk with his kids?
I'm not sure.
I know who it is. I think he was a Mormon, and he was so squeaky clean. I was like, these people are just.
It's weird. It's unsettling.
Yeah, because now you just like, you want to see them sweat. You want to see them bleed. You want to know that they are
human.
Dirty. Romney, thank you.
Yeah. Romney. Yeah, Romney's weird. Remember, the whole thing with Romney was that he had binders full of women. You remember that?
Yeah.
But in terms of Pence, the things that were basically dirty on him was that he was a devout Christian. He believed in gay conversion therapy,
Yep.
and he wouldn't be in a room alone with a woman that wasn't his wife.
I'll be honest, the gay conversion therapy is probably the only thing that bothers me. Religious, don't care. Women, don't care. That though. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, I can believe that, but to be fair, okay, so this is tangential. This is very tangential.
Okay, go on.
But you know how we are told by the social justice brigade that if we don't like transsexuals, we are transphobic.
I have heard that, yes.
Okay, so if we have a preference, you could say, and we are supposed to now adjust to liking another preference, is that not a sexuality conversion?
Huh. Well, that's a discussion for another time.
Is that them not telling us that we should now like another thing just because they said so?
I think you've got a point for a discussion that should be perhaps a food for thought, perhaps.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a massive distraction from this.
Yes, indeed, but that is a thought.
The sexual preference thing is just, it pisses me off.
Here. Okay. So WikiLeaks began releasing Podesta's stolen emails on October 7th, 2016, less than 1 hour before a U.S. media outlet released video considered damaging to candidate Trump.
Okay. I don't know what this video was.
That was the backstage Hollywood tape of him saying grab him by the
pussy. Fucking hell. Yeah, I remember that. Thing is, that's... Okay, so firstly, in that video, he never said he would just grab someone by the pussy. He never said that.
Right. Basically, it was saying that when you're a star, they let you do anything.
Yeah, that's it.
Kiss him, grab him by the pussy.
Doesn't just go anything. Boy, give me a pussy. I want to have a little fiddle. No, I think.
Right. He's not like, I'm gonna walk up to you and just, hey, lady, ready for this? Fist.
I'd really like to hear him say that.
Yeah, right.
Maybe he should.
I want him to Falcon Punch.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's see Falcon. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah, that'd be a great meme. If someone out there is a memer, please do this for me. Anyways, so then we move on to, I guess, Russian contacts with the campaign, which again, this is even asserts in the second paragraph here. It says the Russian contacts consisted of business connections.
I'm sorry, but okay. So firstly, there's nothing wrong with someone of another nationality assisting with the campaign.
You must at least declare it under FARA.
Sure, that. But there's nothing.
Yeah, you have to basically tell the government that you have people who are working with you from another country. That's just do your due diligence.
Were they able to prove they were, did they announce or declare any people that were Russian working for the campaign?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Okay. Did they at any point did the Trump campaign declare any Russians working for the campaign? And because obviously that might be a no, were there any Russians working for the campaign?
No, there were no Russians. No, there were none declared.
Then it doesn't. This is just an assertion.
Yes.
It's business connections. They offered to assist. That doesn't mean... Actually, that's a point. They offered to assist.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean...
Some of the... Even it says it right here in 2015. Some of the earliest contacts were made in connection with a Trump Organization real estate project in Russia known as the Trump Tower Moscow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Now, Papadopoulos says he made contact with a Joseph Mifsud, a London-based professor.
Yeah.
Is that bad? Is that wrong? That's a foreign interference.
It does, all that says to me is that Papadopoulos
yes,
spoke to someone called Joseph. That means who had connections. This is it feels nebulous.
Yes. Well, a lot of this report is nebulous. Now, bear in mind, this is just the summary of everything that is contained within each of these subsections.
We're
It's
not gonna
fucking
go.
brutal and it's stupid. I'm skipping ahead of this and just doing the summary because there are sections that I don't even fucking care about, like Russian context with the campaign. I could not care fucking
It's
less.
worth addressing it though, for the sake of intellectual honesty. We
Yes,
should
basically.
highlight it. I tend to think
Right.
that yes, you've made connection with somebody who happens to be Russia, but as you've said yourself, there was a project in the works called Trump Tower Moscow. So I'll be honest, you can't confirm, even with the Michael Cohen related email stuff in the 2015 paragraph, you can't confirm this was any way related to a campaign, besides asserting that there were offers, but not proving that any offers actually were taken. That's all. You've got nothing. I'm sorry. This is $30 million bought you this. I could have. I'm sorry. My nephew writes more coherent stuff in his poop. He really does. It's just help my nephew speaks more coherently than this, and all he knows how to say is ma 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 ma.
I imagine that gets annoying really fast.
No, because it's the only thing he says, and he's 2.5 with mental disorders.
Oh.
He's the car crash one, remember?
Oh yes. Yeah.
So he's the one that I'm okay with it. And also, it was like the last time we had breakfast together, so precious.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But I mean, for the most part, it's just like
no candidates.
no, it's asinine. Right. But I understand why Mueller had to go through those. Because on the off chance that they had something to do with the campaign,
yes,
like sure, I get it. It made sense.
Horny hippos. Both parties are Russian to the core. I don't think any political party anywhere in the world can be considered pure unless they're in fact they're just a party called the Virgin Party. Perhaps.
If you lived in South London, would you vote for Sargon?
He's Southwest man. He's not South London.
Oh.
Southwest England is like Wiltshire, Gloucestershire, Devon. He's running for MEP there, thankfully. Thankfully, I'm southeast, so it doesn't matter. I wouldn't even rape him, just to be clear.
I would probably vote for him though, just to make him go into Parliament and basically just have a shit show every time you had PMQs.
No, it's MEP, not MP though.
Ah, fuck.
European Parliament, different.
Oh, that's even better. He gets to fuck with Emmanuel Macron.
Okay, so we're going to detract for a second, talk about something else, and really go back to us. Okay, so we should quickly address it. Sargon's running for MEP. It's cringy as fuck. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care. I don't care if the European elections happen or not. I do not care. If he wins, Parliament's different there, in the sense that they use translators for everything. No one speaks one unified language. They don't do it, and it's very difficult for people to do anything. You can't shout someone down if all you speak is Swedish, and the person you're shouting down is English. It can't be done. And so, if he does, fantastic. I hope he does, because the pension's going to be sweet for him. However,
I see the chat. The chat is very against Sargon's run here, but I want to just put it out there for y'all. If he wins, for whatever reason, let's just say that the meme magic works for him in all the best ways. Y'all better appreciate him as an MVP, because that means that any dumbass like
Thank
us,
you, Duck Dog.
like,
all this seems like political pud pulling. You're quite right.
It is, but that means that even Meg could run.
I would say to those watching on YouTube, the views expressed by my co-host are not necessarily the views expressed on this show as a unified unit. I personally am indifferent, so please don't thumb my stream down.
In fact, we often disagree, and that's part of the beauty of the stream.
Yeah, I'm indifferent to Sargon running. I don't care. It's European elections. It means nothing to me. But if he wins,
it means even less to me.
If he wins, that's hilarious. Honestly, it is the pinnacle of memeage for a guy who is politically illiterate to win. But that's happened before. In fact, it happened in 2016.
I was gonna say, don't you have an anti-Semite who's leading the Labour Party?
Shh. You don't know shit. He's a good boy.
No, I don't.
Corbyn didn't do nothing.
I'm American. None of this matters. It's a shit show to me.
I'm gonna drown you out with ukulele.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah, it's out of tune. I've only just got it. Let's go back to the report.
I heard that.
Let's
see here. Let's keep going with this.
Should we scroll down to summer
it says
2016?
in July.
Where am I? Page 5 still?
July 2016, campaign foreign policy.
July, which page?
Page 6.
Sorry, yeah, I was on page 5. July 2016, yeah, sorry, here. Campaign foreign policy.
Advisor Carter Page traveled in his personal capacity to Moscow and gave the keynote address to the new economic school. Page had lived and worked in Russia between 2003 and 2007. After returning to the United States, Page became acquainted with at least 2 Russian intelligence officers, one of whom was later charged in 2015 with conspiracy to act as an unregistered agent of Russia. Page's July 2016 trip to Moscow and his advocacy for pro-Russian foreign policy drew media attention. If I remember correctly, Carter Page was the asshole who made the dossier. No, Steele dossier. Carter Page was some other asshole.
I've heard that name, Carter Page.
Carter Page was on Dibula. Hit me up with this one. Carter Page, which one was he?
Or MC, because I know you know about this shit. I watch MC streams. The guy's quite.
I get so. Eventually, all these names just sound like Poe names after a while.
MC, he does a political get off my lawn every day stream covering news.
Oh, good.
I put it on in the background when I'm doing jack shit, really.
Nice.
And I learn a lot of American stuff. The name Carter Page rings a bell, though.
Yeah. I remember that name for some reason. I might have to look it up real quick.
It's fine, I'll do it.
Carter Page.
Carter Page is a petroleum industry consultant, foreign policy advisor to Trump.
Okay, so he was a foreign policy advisor and an advocate for big oil.
And apparently Carter Page should try and get an apology for this what this report shows. Apparently he's owed one because of what people said he had done. Yeah, thank you, thank you, Dibula, for mentioning it. We appreciate your help.
Dankeschön. Let's see here. Paul Manafort, yeah. Then Paul Manafort fucking got canned, and we already knew that he was screwed. So let's keep scrolling. Fall 2016. What are we on here? Is this the media release of the Backstage Hollywood thing?
Sorry. Yes. July 2016. Still the next paragraph down.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling through right now. Basically touching on all the bolded text to at least touch on how this timeline went.
This is quite the timeline because there's a lot of things happening.
Well, this is 2 years, man.
So you got like Trump campaign chairman Manafort, longtime business associate Konstantin Kilman, whatever.
Konstantin.
Ties to Russian intelligence. Yeah. Absolutely ties to Russian intelligence. Doesn't that apply to all Russians? Aren't they all KGB?
Yeah. At least that's the meme.
I've yet to see anything in this that would tell me that what he has done is wrong, it appears to be guilt by association.
Without a doubt.
And that's not acceptable to me. This is $30 million again. It's so expensive.
23 million.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was always told it was 30 by the news. They must have been wrong.
They rounded.
Oh, well, up from 23. They could have stopped at 25, the twats.
They went to journalism school. They didn't take a liberal arts in mathematics. You have to get an English degree.
By that logic, I can technically say it cost 100 million. Because 23 is near 25, and 25 is over the line, so 25 takes up to 30, 30 takes up to 50, and 50 to 100. There's your logic. It cost $100 million, everyone, for a 2-year investigation that brought 400 pages. Has nothing.
Yep. But isn't that interesting that you could actually feasibly do that?
Boy,
and technically you would be right, but with a fuck ton of error calculated into that. About 150%.
Let us continue.
Oh god,
I'm on
scrolling,
page 7 now, or page
scrolling.
8? Where am I going to?
Oh god. Okay, so this is where things actually start getting interesting, and it's as the special counsel's investigation, page 11.
Oh, hang on,
So this
skipping
this
down.
was actually where you could argue that shit started to go wrong. Also,
Wrong
hello
for
Stuart Meatball.
wait, both channels?
Yeah, it's on my channel and it's on.
Oh, right, yeah. Because Trups should be streaming this on his channel.
I am.
Because he is a co-host, and therefore he has the right to do that. I think we work on
And I
this
want
together.
views.
Therefore, we work on this together. Therefore, he should be streaming this as well to help grow his channel.
Yeah. I mean, small disclosure. I don't benefit from the Cthulhu-Kin and Bren show unless people come to my channel afterwards. The Cthulhu-Kin and Bren show is Omegon's channel.
Link to Trups' channel below. Go subscribe.
Right. Anywho's. Let's see here. Special counsel investigation. So Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, then serving as acting Attorney General for the Russian investigation. He was appointed special counsel to investigate Russian interference with the 2016 presidential election and related matters. Okay.
Special counsel. What is the special counsel?
A special counsel was basically a group of attorneys and government officials that were convened in order to investigate arbitrary word collusion in the Trump campaign in regards to Russian interference.
Sounds like a privy council to me.
Sounds like a fucking select council if I've ever heard it, and the president gets to choose his cabinet, and I would say the special counsel was more select than even that.
So this was done in 2017, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Or was a special counsel appointed before Trump was elected? Because Jeff Sessions on March 2nd, 2016 appointed the special counsel. That's before Trump, isn't it?
Wait. In March 26th, where are you reading that? Which page?
First paragraph of the special counsel investigation. Third line.
Third line.
Jeff Sessions on March 2nd, 2016.
Appointed the special counsel to investigate Russian interference with the 2016 presidential election on related matters. That can't be right. That has to be in... that has to be 2017.
Because the first line says on May 17th, 2017. This either implies...
No, you're right, but like that doesn't make any logical sense.
Well, this implies then that they were already investigating Russia's involvement during the election. Before
they even knew that anything was going to happen.
Unless someone in the chat can help me here, or us, am I not right in thinking this doesn't make any sense? No, you're misreading it. We're misreading it. Okay, fine.
Okay. Oh, following the recusal of former Attorney General Jeff Sessions on March 2nd, 2016. But even still.
Oh, yeah, the sense... Oh, you're right.
No, that still doesn't even make sense, because why would he recuse himself? He wasn't president yet.
That's a point.
Jeff Sessions didn't recuse himself until after the special counsel started. Because Trump made a big deal about it, saying that Jeff Sessions, you have to go and fucking fix this. And Jeff Sessions recused himself. That doesn't make any sense.
Related matters. Office Attorney General. I'm reading ahead a little, and
that's fine.
But it's Russia's. Hang on, we go. DOJ, and to ensure full and thorough investigation of the Russian government's efforts to interfere in the 2016 presidential election. So it does imply that it was happening during. I'm confused. Doesn't matter, I guess, but it's just one little point, I guess. Maybe we're making a mountain out of it.
Yeah, it says, okay, so I looked up another article, and it says on March 2nd, 2017, Sessions recused himself from the Russian investigation.
Oh, so that's a typo. I found something. I win. I win the internet, everyone. I found a typo. Can I claim a victory now?
Surely, of course. Do a victory lap. Take a shot. Yeah, so that is a typo.
Good to know.
A very important typo at that.
I would argue that is actually a really bad typo, but I would say that's actually quite
crucial.
I'm just gonna.
But I'll give it to him because it's 400 pages.
Wow, you can, but I'm English. We don't do that. We like to own these things, and that's the only gotcha I've had in 4 years on YouTube.
Nice job.
Thank you.
It was the Russians.
It was the Russians. You're quite right.
You're right. And special counsel, the order stated, is authorized to conduct the investigation confirmed by then FBI Director James B. Comey in testimony before the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence on March 20th, 2017, including any links and or coordination between the Russian government and individuals associated with the Trump campaign. Any matters that arose or may arise directly from the investigation, any other matters within the scope of 28 CFR.
Section 600.2.4. Okay.
Campaign's finance reform.
It's a lot.
Yeah. I kind of hate how broad that is.
Yeah.
Any matters, any other matters, any links.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you got 37 indictments out of this. Because they gave an any. So like, how did they peg what's his face, Michael Cohen, for his tax evasion and embezzlement? Well, CFR.
It feels, I don't know, with the tax evasion thing, it just felt like fucking hell they got Al Capone or something. Couldn't get him on what they were after originally, so they just got tax evasion.
Sessions recused himself in March 2017, not before. I searched on a separate source.
I know nothing of this, so as long as I got a gotcha moment, I don't give a shit.
Just Google it. That's what I did. That's how I got through college. Appointment order. Yeah, the authority to investigate and prosecute federal crimes committed in the course of and with the intent to interfere with a special counsel's investigation, such as perjury, obstruction of justice, destruction of evidence, and intimidation of witnesses. Okay. Covers similar crimes.
That's the appointment order, I assume. That's
yeah,
just telling us what their job was to do. Although I do like the reference to destruction of evidence. That rings a bell.
Now this one's interesting. If you go down to the redaction a little further down.
Yeah, I'm for personal privacy. Got it.
Yeah, it's Michael Cohen, Richard Gates, blank, Roger Stone, and blank. I'm gonna guess and say that those two names are Donald Trump Jr. and Ivanka.
Why?
Because the media implicated them in the Trump Tower meetings themselves. And there was even a clip that I watched earlier today in which the closer you got to Donald Trump Jr. and Ivanka, the more dirty the Trump family looked.
Where's Ivanka from again? Is she Ukrainian?
Ivanka's his daughter.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Melania
is
his wife.
Okay. My mistake. No, I was curious where the wife was from, and I completely got the wrong one. Then again, he did once say he'd fuck his daughter if she wasn't his.
Furry Kitten. Destruction of evidence, like eradicating data on hard drives and co-signing the waste to a wood chipper? No, it's not the same. She has a D in front of her name. And Kushner, that's also possible. Jared Kushner, yeah. Yeah, that would make sense. I assume Donald Trump Jr. is the second name because of that small redaction on the next line. You see how there's a little black box?
1 second. Yes, I do. PP.
I would assume that is the JR.
Oh.
English degree.
Clever.
Yes, I assume so, at least. That's the only way that makes sense.
Well, now it does.
A very hot, very doable Slovakian. Are we talking about his daughter or his wife?
Well, I remember the big fuss they made about her nudes being leaked, and I thought, well, I don't give a shit.
Porque no los dos. Okay, so let's move on. Special counsel structured the investigation in view of his power and authority. That's Jeff Sessions. Yeah. Yeah, but he recused himself because he wouldn't do the thing. He wouldn't stop the investigation. To carry out the investigation and prosecution of matters, I'm just like constantly scrolling, trying to get to anything relevant. Because a whole lot of this is just a lot of fluff data that the only people who actually care about this are the people who like desperately want to find this man to be guilty.
Well, there were some extraordinary lengths some were willing to go to try and prove guilt, and in doing so, weakening their own position for a killing stroke, and they all failed.
Yeah, and now that's why they're Did you know I fucking saw an article this morning that said, should Congress impeach William Barr?
I saw that, actually. I saw BBC were also on that. I find it fascinating with people, and I guess this is a relevant point to an extent, but with the desperation to impeach him, Trump, that is, the desperation to get him on something, it's like, okay, so the first rule of combat is to always mind your surroundings, but when you're going up against someone and you're just blindly attacking and hoping whatever sticks works, you are not. And then when things like this happen, you are defeated. You're made to look a fool, and it takes a considerable amount of effort to either concede it or double down. And all I've noticed is silence and doubling down, because no one knows what to say, because they failed, and that sucks.
Well, that's I would say that is, yes, part of it, but I think it's also the unwillingness to be wrong. So there is a certain amount of wisdom that comes with time and effort and and experience in life. But these politicians and the ones that they speak to appear to be reverting into this. I can't even call it a high school mentality, because honestly, it's more like a primary school mentality where, damn it, he stole my candy and I will not be upset until he is put in timeout and I get all of it.
It's not just that, though, is it? It's I want everything taken away from him. And I would say that because they now don't have Trump to blame, they're looking for anyone else. And I don't think Barr should be impeached or whatever because he did his job. That I don't see why he should. And I think, here we go, Barr redacted what he was legally required to redact. Debuller says it as well. I don't see why they all go on the blame game, because it's been proven to not work. So why continue? Well, it shows that you don't know how to fight your enemy. You don't know how to beat him.
Well, that's the funny thing, right? So they made a comment at one point where during the hearing in which William Barr testified, they asked him whether or not he was acting as the Attorney General of the United States or the President's attorney. And he answered, bitterly, but he answered respectfully. Somebody went on a news interview and explained, because they were good friends with Barr, that is one of the most insulting things that you can ask him, because he is a by the book, by the letter of the law attorney. So to implicate him as a biased practitioner of his profession, that is not only terribly inappropriate, but terribly disrespectful.
Yeah.
And he has done nothing to even begin to earn the vitriol except for accept the president's nomination. It's very interesting because nobody bitched and moaned when he was Clinton's attorney general, and he did get impeached. Well, okay. Yeah, he did get impeached. Yeah, he did. It's hard to tell sometimes because, like, Nixon went through impeachment proceedings but resigned. So, like, they were about to impeach him, but then he was like, I'm done, bye.
He had other things to do.
Oh, let's see here. So, I've scrolled down to page 14, Russian active measures social media campaign.
Page 14, here we go. Yep, we're on it.
So this is the IRA talking about.
Yep.
Bogosian appears to be the company controller of this, as well as Concord Management Consulting LLC, and Concord Catering collectively is Concord. Okay. The IRA conducts special media operations targeted at large U.S. audiences with the goals of sowing discord in the U.S. political system. Sounds like somebody else we know.
Mm-hmm. I do want to agree with Jason. Not all Democrats are the way that are being portrayed. Some are respectable, and so that applies to Republicans. You're quite right.
Yes, you're quite right, and I am. They are the ones who have distanced themselves away from the progressives. So, unlike Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, there are those Democrats who are middle of the road individuals. But because I have watched a lot of their committee and select committee hearings, I don't see those people there.
I do think some have have a really good out, in that they don't have to talk about this because they're campaigning for president for the 2020 elections. So I think some have done the right thing by prioritising, because this doesn't really do them any favours.
Yeah. What's troublesome though is that the more they dig into Trump, seemingly for no reason, because the ones in power, Jason, if you'll let me have that, the ones who run the committees, the ones who have taken high positions as either majority or minority leaders, you'll find that they have this vendetta, almost fanatical, to the point where other people now start digging into anybody and everybody with the D in front of their name, because, well, that's how the Democrats are treating Republicans, so have at it. Here's a taste of your own medicine. That's why you saw so much shit come out about Governor Ralph Northam out of Virginia.
Yeah, I don't care for tit for tat.
Yeah, and that's politics for you. Nobody went into politics thinking it was going to be a all well and good game. Not in the last 100 years in this country. Once upon a time, yeah, people actually went into politics because they genuinely believed that they were going to do good for their own people, their own neighborhoods, their own communities. That is so far dead.
Right.
But yeah, centrist politicians don't get elected very often, and I have some trouble choosing a side because I am a centrist voter.
I see a lot of people still put Rand Paul in their Twitter bios. Is he centrist?
I mean, he's a libertarian, so he's the closest you're gonna get.
Okay, cool. I did want to
know. You know, he's been going at that for years now, though. I mean, that's one of those bless your heart moments kind of thing.
Right. Okay, let's continue.
Let's see here. What's interesting is actually, if you see that third footnote, the IRA conducted social media operations targeted at large U.S. audiences with the global goal of sowing discord in the U.S. and political system. If you scroll down to the footnotes of that page, you see that 3 is actually redacted.
Yeah, I noticed harmful to ongoing matter.
Yeah, which is interesting. I wonder if they're still actively investigating that, or the fact that or the method in which they found that has something to do with active operations.
Vince in the chat. So the details document for the IRA activities during the election is not new, as it came out in an investigative news report way before the Mueller investigation. Oh.
That's because the IRA activities we've known about since 2014, when we personally were working with them. As we saw above in a previous segment, the United States and the IRA used to work together.
That's the point you did read earlier.
Oh, the IRA is the Internet Research Association. It is the Russian Internet coalition.
Not the terrorist organization in Ireland.
Right, they are not the Irish IRA.
That's slightly different. They're pricks. Shall we continue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, this is cancer.
Isn't it though? And people have been like gunning through it too. Like it
Oh,
got
hang on.
released two
Hang on.
days ago, and people are like, "I'm done. I read all of it. It's fucking
Page
bullshit."
15. Instagram accounts had hundreds of thousands of US participants. Let's go back a little bit. Oh, wait, hang on. No, that is how the paragraph starts. You've gone to social media. I wonder how many of the big companies were like, here, have the information. You might be able to get collusion on Trump with the Russian bots.
I wonder if Facebook was part of that. Oh, look, there they are.
But they own Instagram, so yeah.
Weird. I wonder if Facebook is a Russian. Zuckerberg sounds Russian.
The 80,000 posts. Facebook estimated the IRA reached as many as 126 million persons. Was that the November 2017 testimony? Wasn't that when the robot went to Congress?
I'm sorry, one more time?
In November 2017, a Facebook representative testified that Facebook had identified. In November 2017, was that Zuckerberg or was he 2018?
That was, I believe it was either Zuckerberg or his second in command.
Because I know
remember when Twitter, Google, and Facebook all like lined up in the fucking hot seat in a Senate committee?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was then.
I don't think it was the Zuckerberg one because I think his was last year.
Yeah, his was 2018.
That was hilarious. The robot. In January, there's reference to 2018, but only January.
Lizard Man.
Twitter had identified 3,814 IRA-controlled Twitter accounts. So.
I want to point out that I think this is where shit gets fucked, because I'm almost certain that what they considered an IRA-controlled Twitter account could, or rather their followers, could have also been regular Americans.
I feel like this big ball of yarn is just starting to unravel. You start to see that what they have is just, it's not as much. The substance is lacking.
You know, you say a big ball of yarn, but have you ever had a drawer of cables?
I have one, the third drawer down, in fact, of my desk.
Do you know how when you put them all in there, they were all neat and orderly?
I'm the guy that put cable ties on them because I got so sick and tired of opening the drawer for them to be jumbled up again.
Yeah, okay. So you know how they all get jumbled up again then? So yeah, that's what this is. It's you sit there for like a goddamn 10 minutes just unraveling one cord to only find out it's the wrong fucking cord.
Oh, I've done that, which is why I use cable ties now, because I got so pissed off with it. But yes, your analogy is superior. I will gladly take that one.
Millennials, man. I gotta go with the meme. In January 2018, Twitter announced that it had identified 3,814 IRA-controlled Twitter accounts and notified approximately 1.4 million people Twitter believed may have been in contact with an IRA-controlled account.
Again, I
should look up my Twitter account history to see if I got notified about that.
Go for it. But I would say that again, what I said earlier applies here. So what?
Yeah, I agree. It's almost like people can have opinions.
Exactly.
Could you imagine, right, if you took the same approach here as the US did about Brexit? How much foreign interference?
Don't. People still think Russia are involved in Brexit as well. They're just a bit more quiet about it.
Just Americans, French, German. I don't know. You're part of a fucking international coalition. I'm sure there's foreign interference.
Oh yeah, the interference was strong in that. I just don't get it.
I also love what they redacted in this section A here. Footnotes are okay.
Yeah.
A random space, another footnote, and then the organization quickly grew.
Yeah. It's quite impressive that it's ongoing matter. So, is there any possibility we could discern what the ongoing matter might be?
I imagine it has something to do with the fact that the United States probably installed the IRA as a investigatory source into Russian activity.
Also to the chat, Opinions are wrong. Think off to the gulag with you. You're quite right. Horny hippos. We should both be sentenced to the gulags.
Yes, but I like Russia. I think they're cool.
I'll go to Black Dolphin. It sounds like a holiday resort.
What?
Black Dolphin's their max security prison.
Oh, I don't want to go to security prison, but like I'd be pretty down with taking a fucking vacation.
You don't understand Black Dolphin.
Nope, not a clue.
That's it, right. Okay, so firstly, when it's daytime, you're not allowed to sit in your bunk or stand around do nothing. You have to be doing something in your cell every day. You have to clean it every day. Security army go in there and check your cell. Every day you're held in a submissive, stressed position with attack dogs by your heels, and you are meant to answer every question: yes sir, no sir, yes or no sir. You're walked around in that same stressed position with your arms behind your back and you're bent over to go out, to eat, to prep for anything. You are not just a prisoner, you are a plaything. It is amazing. If we did that in the UK, yeah, people would get compensation.
Looking at the following pages, it looks like it's mostly all fucking redactions.
Let me just scroll through this. Excuse me. Oh, I'm going to go nice and slow while we talk. Oh,
yikes.
Prigozhin was sanctioned by the US Treasury Department in December 2016. Do you know what that's about? No.
Nope.
Scrolling.
As of early 2014, the IRA began to hide its funding and activities. Okay, so now we're talking about 2014 again. So that's back to the Obama era cooperation that the IRA and the United States had.
I'm on page 19. Page 19, it does reference IRA began to consolidate US operations in the spring of 2014. Is that what you were just talking about?
Well, no, I was just talking about page 16 where it says the IRA, as early as spring 2014, the IRA began to hide its funding and activities. Ooh. Probably for fear of Putin retaliation.
Well, Putin has a tendency to beat the fuck out of companies in his country.
Yes, well, that would be a way to do things. Could you imagine if Trump really did collude with Russia? Hey, Russia, Putin, how do I fix this this company, this CNN company? They seem to be raining on my parade. What should I do? Have you tried strong arming them? Oh no, it's a great fucking idea. Let's go do that. No, don't do that.
Part on page 17. Numerous media sources have reported on Prigozhin's ties to Putin, and the two have appeared together in public photographs. So he was.
Don't you know? Fucking what's his face? Psychologist. Posed with a Kyrgyzstan flag. Apparently, he became alt-right. Jordan Peterson.
Right.
So photographs are implication of ill doings. Wait, where is number 19 referenced? Prigozhin was sanctioned by the U.S. Treasury Department in December 2016.
That's what I asked you about.
Footnote: U.S. Treasury Department Treasury sanctions individuals and entities in connection with Russia's occupation of Crimea and the conflict in Ukraine. I made a comment about this like 3 fucking things ago.
Oh.
I was right.
Congratulations. Do you want to take your victory lap?
Yeah. Here, let me just cheers.
You're welcome. Achievement unlocked.
Achievement unlocked. Conspiracy theorist. Where's my tinfoil hat?
Yeah.
More black redactions, more redactions, more redactions. IRA employees were aware Prigozhin was involved in the IRA's U.S. operations. That one's on page 19. That one's a good one.
I'm on page 19. The thing with that is that's already referenced early on anyway.
No, right. It's just it's interesting that one comment isn't redacted, but the surrounding information is. So it's like, yeah, we can tell you that we work with them, but I can't tell you what we do with them.
Patriarch of the Sith has a word for you. TrupsLP.
Ooh, nice. I like that. I like that. Nice.
It's good. I like it.
I appreciate that. Let's see here. IRA ramps up U.S. operations. Blah blah blah. Investigative technique.
Wait.
Thank.
Oh dear fucking god! What do they do? What do they waterboard? Dance? Probably get the nipple
Probably.
tassels out.
No, that's already actually been released to the public via WikiLeaks.
Oh, what was the investigative technique?
Oh, I don't know. It's redacted here, but apparently I should see SM2230634 serials 131 and 204 for more information.
Dear fucking god! I thought you got the sources 31. You got Facebook messages ID and then United Muslims of America.
Wait, what? Where's that 31? Where's that reference?
Underneath investigative technique.
No. I was wondering like what that like.
It is referenced
In May 2016, IRA employees claiming to be U.S. social activists.
It's referenced to. Oh, you're on it actually. I think you are.
Yeah. Administrators of Facebook groups recruited U.S. persons to hold signs, including one in front of the White House that read "Happy 55th Birthday, Dear Boss," as a homage to Prigozhin, whose 55th birthday was on June 1st, 2016. And apparently that was from the IRA messages regarding the United Muslims of America and personal privacy.
They're not redactions, they are words of colour.
Jesus.
Although
Do you need prognosticator's license in Britain?
Well, yeah. Oh shit, the next page. Full redaction.
Just black, except for graphics and IT.
Yeah, and you got even the sources are redacted.
Yeah, or at least the details of them.
Yeah,
I can still see their serials.
Yeah. Oh, and the next page, you've got one paragraph and a couple sentences.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I imagine that most of this section in like the actual thing is probably all redacted as well.
That wouldn't surprise me, to be fair.
But okay, so it seems like in regards to the IRA, I would say based on the sheer amount of redactions here, this has to do with U.S. operations that could jeopardize the safety of another operative in another country. So I can kind of understand why they may have redacted this.
Right.
As opposed to like an ongoing investigation per se, I would say that this looks like the amount of redactions looks to be much more of a espionage thing,
right?
Than because Jason hits the nail on the head. They got to redact intelligence assets, names, etc. The last few that got leaked ended up being murdered.
Ooh.
It becomes very complicated. For example, in Britain, wasn't there a Russian spy who was killed in broad daylight?
Are we referring
in London?
I don't know about that. I couldn't remember.
He was injected with like a substance, and both he and his daughter like had seizures and died.
Oh wait, I heard something about that, but I thought that was a North Korea thing. Was it somewhere else?
It was Russian.
Oh right, I may have completely not known about it. My apologies.
Redacted, 4 young girls, redacted twice nightly, redacted, wed, redacted, buried in a ditch. What the fuck, fairy kitten? What the fuck? Yeah, the guy poisoned.
Right. That's Litvinenko. Was that who it was? I think
that was his name. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Litvinenko given a glowing cup of tea. Yeah, I remember that. The jokes. Mm-hmm. The one good photo they got of him was one with him in most agony. That says something.
All right, so let's see here. Page, what is this? 22?
Yeah.
U.S. operations through IRA-controlled social media. Something not redacted. Dozens of IRA employees were responsible for operating accounts and personas on different U.S. social media platforms. The IRA referred to employees assigned to operate the social media accounts as specialists. In a redacted fucking footnote. Starting as early as 2014, the IRA's U.S. operations include social media specialists focusing on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Also redacted. Footnote. The IRA later added specialists who operated on Tumblr and Instagram. That one at least has a serial number.
I'm going to link this for those who haven't looked at it. I forgot to link it in the description below.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, next page, heavily redacted. Well, there's reference to Clinton at least.
By February 2016, internal IRA documents referred to support for the Trump campaign in opposition to candidate Clinton.
Footnote is not redacted for the most part.
Yeah, that thing isn't redacted, which is weird. Main idea: use any opportunity to criticize Hillary Clinton and the rest, except Sanders and Trump. We support them.
Sounds like trolling.
That looks like a Facebook post.
It does kind of remind me of some tweets I've seen.
Let's see here. I like how it says the IRA posted content about Clinton candidacy before Clinton officially announced her presidential campaign. IRA controlled social media accounts, criticized Clinton's record as Secretary of State, and prompted various critiques of her candidacy. Is that not a fair critique, though?
Well, apparently that's a sign of collusion.
Right, but like, could it not be a point to be argued that one could, say that Clinton, as a Secretary of State, did a less than stellar job? See Benghazi, for instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean that is a fair criticism. I don't care if it comes from another country. It's just like me criticizing Brexit. It's fucking okay. And it doesn't sow division if the shit's true.
Mm-hmm.
Criticism of the supreme leader is forbidden. Well, tell the old hag she needs to suck the blood out of more fucking 5-year-old children because she's looking a little old.
Preferably one with decent stem cells to help her spine.
Yeah, but maybe that's why they like abortions. They use the stem cells to sustain themselves.
Oh, Scriptville, the Novichok incident. You're quite right. I do apologise. I should have known that.
Oh man, that's fucked up.
You know the worst thing is I did streams on it. I remember now because I was talking about it, the Novichok incident, because it fascinated me.
I love that conspiracy though, the one about their adherence to the Lord Baphomet.
I would point out, by the way, the Novichok thing. We proved it was Novichok, but it wasn't created in a factory in Russia. It was created in the UK, which is why it all got washed underneath the carpet. Sorry, swept, because we couldn't tie it to Russia at all. In fact,
let's see here, 24 mostly redacted, except for U.S. operations through Facebook.
Lol.
Many IRA operations use Facebook accounts. Good. Not even in a professional matter, just they have Facebook.
Oh, you've got profile? That's rum.
What happened?
Don't know.
Yeah, you have Facebook profile? Oh shit.
Busted.
Fucked up, man. You're getting a knock on your door by the FBI.
Oh,
where's that meme? I need that FBI open up meme right now.
It reminds me of an old one of the earliest memes I saw in 2006 was a post-it note, a booklet I got. It said you might get a stranger knocking on your door, you might be in trouble, and then it was like, if you don't have a TV license. I was like, you fucking what, mate?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I remember memeing.
Such gay shit.
It's so fucking stupid.
University not watch TV.
Also, isn't that footnote? The footnote's a 4. Is that really related to the 4th footnote? On page 24?
4.
It's not even 54, it's just 4.
There is no 4 on this page.
Typo again?
Unless I scroll up and see a 4 on the previous page, but I don't.
I mean, no, I think it would be... I wonder if it's related to number 4 footnote.
7 here, ongoing matter, 8. If I scroll up to page 22, might... No, 40. No. Sorry, I can't find it. It might be a typo, I can't be sure.
Yeah, the only one that's part of 4 is, as discussed in part 5 below, the ongoing... Where'd it go? The ongoing active measures investigations has resulted in a criminal charge of 13 individual Russian nationals and 3 Russian entities.
It might be one of the harm to ongoing matters that's hidden entirely.
Right. I was just looking at specifically whatever the original footnote 4 was.
Yeah. And Hungry Honey Hippos, yes, it might not have been Novichok either.
Let's see, where were we? We were on page 24-ish.
Yep, we scrolling down further?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because a lot of this section is redacted.
Yeah.
25 is good. 26 is fucked up again. There's Twitter. Individualized accounts. It's kind of irrelevant.
Right.
Basically, the whole thing that you would get from that is that they operated groups. This is interesting, though. On page 27, it says one of the IRA accounts was at Jen_Abrams, claiming to be a Virginian Trump supporter with 70,000 followers. How'd that bitch get 70,000 followers?
Well, should we look her up?
Yeah, why not? That sounds like fun.
Okay, at Jen Abrams, yes?
Jen with 2 N's.
_Abrams? Oh, I found her already. It's fine. Oh no. User suspended. Oh. I might cry.
One IRA account. Jen Abrams tweeted, to those people who hate the Confederate flag, did you know that the flag in the war wasn't about slavery? It was all about money. Yeah. Yeah, it was, because it cost much more to ship a train of supplies north than it did to ship it south. It was partially about money. Not wrong. March for Trump.
I had to send a message to somebody. My apologies. Continuing.
See at March for Trump 5/30/16 tweet first post from account. See, now that is a much more like questionable thing. When you see that the footnote 68 on page 27,
yeah,
their first post was in May of 2016. That is a much more looking like a Poe account than the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
So at least that one, there's some validity there.
Right.
IRA botnet activities. Okay, that's the Russian bot shit.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Wait, why did Sean Hannity is referenced in here because he retweeted Pamela Moore, who is also a IRA account.
He tweeted. I can't find the retweet because that's only gonna, it only mentions it and the date. It's not gonna help me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Damn, Sean Hannity.
Flynn Jr. retweet Jen Abrams. This is what happens when you add the voice over of an old documentary about mental illness onto video of SJWs. Wait, that sounds like a totally fair tweet.
Also, it doesn't sound like Russian collusion.
No, it doesn't, right? But the whole point was that
like
the IRA's operations in the United States was to sow division between the right and the left. Listen, you guys been fucking doing that since Trump even got on the ballot.
Yeah. I do want to quickly address Fairy Kitten in the chat. I remember the Novichok investigation, what they managed to prove was certain strands have a signature. The signature can be traced to certain factories. When they did it, they found out it didn't come from a Russian one at all, because it was one of the few that was mass-produced and can be mass-produced anywhere, and the UK was a likely source. Continuing.
Yeah, I'm looking at the page 29 now, U.S. operations involving political rallies, where it said the IRA organized and promoted rallies inside the United States while posing as U.S. grassroots activists. What's interesting is that they did a news expose that actually one of the anti-Trump groups was also an IRA bot account. So that's very interesting that they bring that up here. It's likely the same idea, or it's likely the same information that I have, because that was from like a CNN tweet. It was like, I think it was like Women Against Trump or something was also a Russian account. or owned by a Russian account.
Those pesky Russians.
And their whammon.
How
Their appreciation of the whammon against Trump. Yeah.
Serene,
see here.
Yeah, all great.
The office identified dozens of U.S. rallies organized by the IRA. The earliest evidence of a rally was a, quote, Confederate rally in November of 2015. Well, that's odd. Stand for Freedom, 11/3/15 post. Good evening, buds. Well, I am planning to organize a Confederate rally, ... in Houston on the 14th of November, and I want more people to attend. What's that ... That seems rather important. Mueller, why are you redacting by putting ellipsis in your fucking shit?
Unless someone actually put that there, it shouldn't be there.
That's an Instagram post.
Including the square brackets.
Mm-hmm.
No one does that.
It's asinine.
Was he inserting grammar?
No, I think Mueller put that in there to point out that the information was not, that was not included in this footnote.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay.
I guarantee you, if I went and looked it up on Instagram, I wouldn't find it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try. Instagram post. Let's see. I click this one. I can't even type in that ID number. I mean, I can, but it's not going to bring me to anything because that's not how Instagram does its posts.
Does Instagram ever do anything?
I don't know. I don't use Instagram.
I do. I don't know what it does. I just put pictures on it and expect attention.
Yeah. That sounds like me and YouTube. Moving on. The reach and success of those rallies was closely monitored. Harm to ongoing matter.
Right.
Well, that sounds interesting. Oh my god, the next page is fully black.
Oh, that is.
that's just a black block right there. That's an Antifa page.
Yeah. I can see red lines on this. What do they do? Just put a black card over it and then take a photocopy?
Pretty much, yeah.
Why don't they just, like... Oh, it doesn't matter.
I think it's actually tape.
Wow. Oh, minus of Trump, bring back our jobs. Page 31.
Yeah, I see that.
That's
IRA
amazing.
poster for Pennsylvania rallies. But, like, hold on. What if that's valid?
Trump, Pence, 2016. How many Pennsylvania workers? PA lost their jobs due to Obama's destructive policies. To be fair, the clean energy stuff I kind of got, but obviously that does do a huge. The counter is it harms your economy pretty bad, energy especially.
But it's interesting, right? Because not only is this a valid, like, argument to make here, in terms of what you wanted to do for a rally, but it will actually drum up support. So let's take the fact that it was organized by Russians real quick, and let's assume that for all intents and purposes, those who participated in the rally actually felt this. Doesn't that make it at least somewhat valid? Because that pisses me off that nobody would care. It's like, oh, miners for Trump. Well, that's because Trump actually advocated for the coal industry and hates the fucking
wind turbines.
Yeah, windmills and shit.
He hates the renewable area sector.
Right. So it's like, okay, if he has a preference and there are people who, have a vested interest in their jobs being safe, is this not a fair fucking point to want people to fight for?
I get,
like, why is it bad because a Russian said so?
I think many are going to see this back and accuse us of being biased or naive. I don't have an opinion on the coal mining industry. I want to make that clear because I I do support clean energy, but I also support the jobs, and you've got to find replacement jobs for these people. You cannot just take away an industry and expect them to get jobs, because that's not how it works.
Well, that's more or less what I go for, because I combat this a lot. I have friends who are contractors for the military, for defense contracts, yeah? So when people start advocating for cutting the defense budget, what you're basically telling me is that my friends will lose their jobs because you're cutting the defense budget, which means that contract will not be awarded to their company, and they will not be able to then perform that job.
Learn to code.
Well, that's the problem. A lot of them are software engineers.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about, someone in the chat wrote learn to coal, and I just wanted to say learn to code.
Good one. So I mean, I look at that, right, and I don't care if somebody looks back at this and calls me naive. I want to keep people being able to sustain themselves. Sure, if you want to look 20 years down the line and say that we could have had fucking flying cars and like instant molecular disintegration and teleportation, all right, cool. But at least people were able to survive, feed their families, maybe go on vacation and make some memories.
That'd be nice.
God forbid.
Monsters.
Yeah, right. I feel like a goddamn hypocrite and a terrible person for wanting peace and love. Anyways, targeting and recruitment of U.S. persons. As early as 2014, the IRA instructed its employees to target U.S. persons who could be used to advance its operational goals. Initially, recruitment focused on U.S. persons who could amplify the content posted by the IRA. Well, okay. IRA employees frequently used investigative technique.
Right, okay. Gigolos, gotcha.
Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to contact and recruit. I wonder if social media is behind that. Or targeted advertisement.
Yeah.
So you don't want a war. Horny Hippos in the chat goes, so you don't want a war with Russia and a nuclear holocaust? What the hell is wrong with you? I know, I'm just the worst kind of person.
Yeah, he wants peace.
Yeah.
I think.
Isn't that usually a left-wing thing? Aren't they usually the hippies?
Fucking dirty hippies.
Yeah. There's a beautiful image. I think it's actually created. Puts a flower in the barrel of a gun. The gun goes off. I think it's part of a music video too.
I assume the flower is then shared with the world when it's disintegrated into many, many pieces.
It's shared with at least the people in the first 5 feet.
Yeah.
That's so wrong. I'm a terrible person, but I still want peace and love. For example, the IRA targeted the family of personal privacy and a number of black social justice advocates.
Hang on. Blacks and a number of black social justice activists. That sounds like it might be a name related to Black Lives Matter.
I believe it does, but I don't think it's Michael Brown.
No, what's the lady, the woman, the Muslim lady who always gets into trouble?
You might have to be a little bit more specific.
She always got arrested. She was on the women's Black Lives Matter march.
Oh God, yeah. Okay, now I know who you're talking about. One who ran the women's march and also a supreme supporter
Linda
of the BDS
Sarsour.
movement. Bad bitch.
Yeah, or Owinda Sarsour, according to
Owinda Sarsour. Sarsour, sour.
Owisa Sourpuss.
Sourpuss, yeah. Kind of cockroach.
Yeah.
It's a terrible last name, cockroach.
Yeah, hang on. Grassroots group Black Lives Matter. Either her, Sarsour, or the woman who fronts Black Lives Matter, who's on the FBI wanted list.
Oh, that would make a lot of sense as to why it's harm to an ongoing matter. Because she's probably on the FBI's most wanted list, and so she's being watched. Pants up, don't loot. What are we looting? We are here.
The Black Fist.
No, wait, loot. Purporting to want to teach African Americans to protect themselves when contacted by law enforcement. But wait, that's real. People legitimately do that.
Wow.
And now we're hearing the IRA actually sound more like your IRA.
Yeah.
But wait, they want Trump.
Pants up, don't loot. Quite right.
As well as recruited individuals to perform political acts, such as walking around New York City dressed up as Santa Claus with a Trump mask. That sounds beautiful.
That's this paragraph here for those who are watching. Oh, and a heavily redacted section.
I don't even know remotely what that is. That's in relation to IRA's online audience. Just dead.
Gone. Moving on to page 33.
Interactions and contacts with the Trump campaign.
Oh dear. How long is this summary?
Right? This is just a summary.
I'm just saying because it's like 11:15. I'm sat here thinking, I could be up at 6:30 for this, for work. What's going on here?
That's the thing, right? So it's a 400-page thing. We might have to do a part 2.
If we have to, then we have to.
Yeah, well, it'll give us more time to read it.
I'm okay with that.
So like if we have to, call it in the next 12 minutes, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because I do want you to be able to go to sleep.
It would be nice.
But here, I'm gonna, before shit goes wrong, God bless you. I'm gonna save this document as it is right now. Because I have the odd feeling that if I don't save it now, it might change.
Do you think it might?
No, but yes.
No, it's alright. There are articles I cover for news, for videos, and the article will have changed unless I archive it. And then when I look at the archive link and the original, the article title and description has changed because they fucked it.
Patriarch of the Sith says, Russians ate my baby, but I couldn't help but read that in an Australian accent.
Oh, wow, Dibula says we will need a part 2. Okay, cool.
No, I know. We've gotten to basically just what the fuck happened with the Mueller report, basically. We might need a parts 3 and 4.
Yeah, that's fine if we have to.
It's fine. Congress is on break too, so...
There's a PMQ. There's no PMQs. I'm more than happy to.
Oh, sweet. All right. Well, at least we got that. So, hey, we got more days of drinking and Russians to deal with.
Yay!
Yay, Russia. I'll get vodka for the next one. Why am I drinking Crown Royal? I should be drinking vodka.
Break out the pen menu.
What do we have in there? Oh, here it is. My fiance just handed me a Kettle One Botanical, a cucumber and mint vodka. Ooh. Actually, I remember that. I had it in a mojito that I drank, which was a very strange taste.
It sounds like a very Russian drink now you said that.
Yeah, right.
Mojito. Very Russian.
Yes. Yeah, mojito. Vladimir, come over here. Have mojito with me. Very gay. I imagine, like, Boris was just a very gay Russian man.
Actually, I think you'll find he's a blonde-headed fool who's in Parliament.
No. I said Russian, not German.
Well, he's actually American, technically.
Is he Kyle?
Yeah, he was born in America.
Yeah, you can still be a follower of the neo-Nazism. I mean, after all, based on the comments that I've gotten on Twitter for the past week, I apparently am the worst kind of human being.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's see here. Trump campaign promotion of IRA political materials. Well, this might be relevant.
Ooh.
Among the U.S. leaders of public opinion targeted by the IRA were various members and surrogates of the Trump campaign. In total, Trump campaign affiliates promoted dozens of tweets, posts, and other political content created by the IRA. And it looked police investigating hashtag voter fraud, hashtag drain the swamp. But wait, there was voter fraud. We've proved it.
Oh, weren't there people who...
Georgia is literally having an issue, and North Carolina is having, hasn't had a fucking state representative for about 8 months.
There were people admitting to crossing state lines just to vote in favour of their party.
And Furry Kitten, I'm Cuban too.
You are?
Yes. Haven't I made that perfectly clear?
I honestly...
maybe I should do like Destiny and get myself banned from Twitch.
I think it's more that I just didn't give a shit. But if
no, that's fine. I don't give a shit about me anyway.
Is he banned from Twitch?
He got suspended for 30 days because he made a comment about Cubans, and then he said he made something racist, and then he was like, "It's okay, I'm half Cuban," and I was like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Okay.
Yeah, different topic. Anyway, posts in the IRA-controlled Twitter account at 10GOP were cited or retweeted by multiple Trump campaign officials, surrogates, and including Donald Trump Jr.
Ooh.
Donald Trump Jr. Reposts everything.
Does he?
I tried tweeting at him to get him to repost me.
Maybe one day you'll get your wish.
Yeah, hopefully. I just need to get enough followers.
You'll get there.
_Trups.
Yes. Go follow
Twitter.com /
@_Trups.
I really should look into that TrupsLP.
You need to change the name. The @_Omegon thing does me no favours either.
The fact that you have 2 underscores is the problem.
Yeah, I try not to think about it. It just hurts me.
Fair enough. On September 19, 2017, President Trump's personal account @Real Donald Trump responded to a tweet by an IRA-controlled account @10GOP, the backup account of @10GOP, which had already been deactivated by Twitter. The tweet read, "We love you, Mr. President." Oh, what? How dare he?
Wait, is this on 33 or 34? I'm confused.
Sources? This is 34. This is the last bullet in 34.
Yeah. Sorry, I was looking at the footnotes.
That's okay. North Carolina finds 2,214 voters over the age of 110.
Okay.
But wait, isn't all of this fucking fair criticism?
It is.
We have a... Go ahead.
No, I said it is. That's it.
We have a news agency here. I believe you guys have there too in UK. We have RT America, which is Russian owned.
Yeah, we have RT.
And they're pretty spot on a lot of shit.
Yeah, I've used.
Don't get me wrong. They do lead on a certain,
Oh yeah, absolutely. But most people, I think, the majority can see through the bullshit.
Dibula, Titter is a damn dumpster fire anyway. Wouldn't get too concerned about it. Please inform me of this titter of which you speak. I've suddenly become much more interested.
I was going to share your Euro Truck stream, but you're now playing Skyrim.
My stream has killed me. Was that because of fire, or because...
You're playing Euro Truck, he was. I bought him
He'd find a way.
He'd
find a way to set himself on fire.
There's a mod.
Should I call it Twatter instead? Nah, Titter just sounds much more pleasant.
Nah, definitely call it Titter.
Titter, yeah. IRA employees monitor the reaction of Trump campaign and later Trump administration officials to their tweets. Good. The IRA control persona Matt Skyber, I know that name. Facebook account sent a message to U.S. Tea Party activists writing that Mr. Trump posted about our event in Miami. This is great. The IRA employee included a screenshot of candidate Trump's Facebook account, which included a post about August 20th, 2016 political rallies organized by the IRA. Okay, so what does this have to do with collusion? This just sounds like happenstance.
Okay.
Like, all of this just sounds like, oh, by the way, somebody added me on Twitter and I reposted.
This is all bollocks to me now.
Yeah, it did.
It just feels like bollocks. Reeks of
all right.
bollocks.
You want to call it here at Section 3, Russian hacking and dumping.
Hang on, where Section 3? I'm on
36.
Oh right, Russian hacking and dumping operation. Do you want to finish on this one?
Well, yeah. So that one basically is going to be GRU hacked the computers and email accounts of the Clinton campaign, including campaign chairman John Podesta, who's also a bad person, by the way.
Of course.
but he didn't get indicted. Weird. The GRU targeted hundreds of email accounts used by the Clinton campaign employees, advisors, and volunteers. GRU stole hundreds of thousands of documents from the compromised email accounts and networks, but not the ones that were deleted. The release of documents was designed in time to interfere with the 2016 U.S. presidential election and undermine the Clinton campaign. No, that is conjecture, Robert Mueller. That is bullshit, and you know it. Hold on, that statement, it comes completely out of the blue, and completely with baseless evidence. The release of the documents was designed in time to interfere with the 2016 U.S. presidential election. You do not know that.
It does seem a bit, like you shouldn't be saying that.
Because I remember when Trump went on his fucking thing and said, hey, if those because remember, WikiLeaks announced that they had the emails in June of the previous year.
Right.
That was officially confirmed inside one of
Thank you, Crunchy.
oh god, what are the Senate hearings?
Okay.
God damn it.
This is all, I don't know. Why is this here then, if it's not?
I imagine they talk about it later, but I don't believe it's relevant.
Okay.
I think it's conjecture. Because, right, let's say that somebody worked independently, but for the benefit of another person.
Mm-hmm.
Would that then constitute coordination?
Right.
The argument is no. That's why he didn't get indicted. So basically, what I have found in these first 36 pages, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot that's missing, but I can pretty much gather what the fuck happened here. Russia did a thing. Trump was the benefactor of that thing. People didn't like that Trump was the benefactor of that thing, and so they investigated him to see if he fucking called for it.
Yeah.
Came out that no, that wasn't the case, and here we are.
Okay. Well, as far as I'm concerned, so far we have got nothing, but part 2 we shall delve further.
Yep.
When would you like to do part 2?
Do part 2. Oh god. Well, you don't have PMQs next week, right? So Wednesday?
Not. Wednesday's fine. Wednesday we will do this.
Part 2 on Wednesday.
Okay, did you want to shill anything before we finish?
Yeah, if you guys want to go and channel, I covered a lot regarding Ilhan Omar again on American side, and also I covered Notre Dame this week, but that's pretty much what I covered this week.
I am going to shill Disconar because he earlier played the Euro Truck Simulator because I bought it for him because I thought it would be funny. He's playing Skyrim at the moment, but fuck it. Go there and give him some shit for me, please.
Hey.
I would appreciate it. So, as we're done here, did you want to say goodnight, Traps?
Yes, good night, Trups.
Good night, Traps.